Is that helpful?
I love it. I absolutely love it. So we're going to uncomplicate CrossFit, because I think one of the biggest things people, even when I talk to people outside of the CrossFit community, they find it to be like a different world of itself. And a lot of it comes from the lingo and the language. So I'm going to try to go through, and there's a few acronyms that we CrossFitters use that people just aren't familiar with.
Sure, it's a whole different jargon. It's like,
exactly.
You feel like when you walk in the first day, it's drinking from a fire hose, trying to learn all these acronyms, and you're like, what are these people even talking about? But once you break it down, it is pretty simple, and the intention is simple, but it's a lot to kind of take in all at once.
All right, so most important, WOD. What is a WOD?
WOD, workout of the day. It's pretty much the challenge presented to you. It could be anything. It could be 30 minutes of running, could be 1 rep max deadlift, whatever the workout chosen for that day, WOD.
So WOD is just another way of saying it's the workout.
Yep.
And then we just add of the day, so it's WOD.
Yep.
EMOM, what is EMOM?
EMOM, every minute on the minute, is a style of kind of interval training.
Yes.
Typically where you present a body of work, whether it's 1 lift, 2 burpees, 100 meters of running, and every minute you start that body of work, and then whatever time is left when you finish, you rest, and then top of the next minute, you're going again.
And then, so EMOM means every minute on the minute. Is that like as much as you could possibly do? How does it?
There's different styles. There are some where it's like every minute on the minute for a 10 minute, and you say, hey, we're doing this for 10 minutes going. Sometimes every minute on the minute until as long as you can last, and once you can't do that
full set.
Yeah, whether it's that number of reps or that challenge of a weight or that amount of like meters of running or rowing or whatever, and once you're done, it's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
Okay. And then AMRAP.
AMRAP, as many reps as possible or as many rounds as possible, is a style of workout where you give an amount of time, say it's AMRAP 4 minutes, and you say in that 4 minutes you're going to try to do as much of something as possible. It could be something simple like 10 push-ups, 10 pull-ups.
Exactly.
And you just kind of go back and forth between the two as much as you can for whatever the time.
Basically the flip of the EMOM. Right?
Yep.
So you get a specific time and then you're told do as many as possible, whereas the EMOM is in this set of time you should do this.
I guess they're both kind of time-based, but it's like the EMOM is like you're starting something new every minute. The AMRAP is like here's the entire body of work. Once the clock starts, you're in it for whatever minutes it is.
All right, this one I actually didn't know for a really long time, and it doesn't come up. It's like a section of a workout during, like it's a type of workout for CrossFit, but we never talk about it. It's never said much. But Metcon.
Metcon is metabolic conditioning, and I think it's pretty much just like the workout. It's like if it gets your heart rate higher, it's conditioning. Typically, it's a higher intensity or an interval or something.
And I don't think that's a CrossFit term. That's like
I think that's everything.
Yeah, that's an everything term.
Yeah.
I just added it in there. All right, so PR or PB?
PR, PB, so it's personal record or personal best.
Yes.
And it's the most you've ever done of something, be it a weight or the fastest you've ever done, like a track run. So you're a track guy, you do like a 400 meter, you used to do it in a minute, and now you do it in 59 seconds, that's a PR.
Exactly. And then, so these two are hero WODs and girl WODs. You please spend a little bit of time on this because it is super interesting, and I love these two categories of workouts.
Sure, I'll start with, so the hero WODs are a subset of workouts that CrossFit developed. It was kind of early on, primarily a military or like police force training program. And what they would do is if someone passed away in the line of duty, they would honor them or have a memorial for them by doing a workout and kind of like almost suffering in their name as a way to honor them.
Yes.
And those are typically like much more high caliber, really challenging, longer workouts. And that was just kind of the way they gave back. And I don't know if everyone has like a great way to grieve, but that's as good a way as any, I suppose.
I know, and I mean, these hero WODs are tough. I mean, they're tough as like the hardest workouts I've ever, like, I mean, it's hard.
Yep.
It's just difficult. And then the girl WODs.
The girl WODs, I believe it comes from a Greg Glassman quote where he said if hurricanes or tornadoes or whatever can have, I think it's hurricanes, can have a name, a girl name that leaves ruins wherever it goes. If you finish one of the girl WODs, they're kind of like the classic ones. It leaves there's bodies in the ground, everyone's sweating, panting, whatever it may be.
Yes.
So we saw it as like those leave, quote unquote destruction, just like in a silly kind of joking way.
Yeah, and then like one of the toughest, the hardest ones is the Fran, and that's like I feel like it's definitely, I would say definitely the most popular, but it is. I mean, it's just a workout, and there's no time limit, but you do it as fast as you possibly can, and it is devastatingly hard.
Yep.
So do you know it on the top of your head? What is the Fran workout?
So Fran is a descending rep scheme of you do 21 reps, then 15, then 9 of thrusters and pull-ups. So thrusters like a squat to an overhead lift, and pull-ups we know. And I think it's just a really brutal combination of high range of motion, a lot of speed, a lot of movement packed into a really short amount of time, and it just is an ass kicker.
It sure is. I mean, it's painful. So what is a Tabata? What's Tabata?
Tabata is an interval style. I believe it's developed by like a really, really smart Japanese doctor who was doing like VO2 max and like metabolic conditioning studies, and found that this rubric of 8 rounds of 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off was like the best way to develop like a really good metabolic conditioning state.
Yeah.
And it's 20 seconds of as hard as you can go at something, be it sit-ups, be it squats, whatever it could be. It could be running, actually, anything. And then 10 seconds of rest, and you're just going balls out for 4 minutes.
Yeah, and then it catches up to you real quick.
Real quick.
Real quick. It comes. It comes.
Yeah.
So I also want to talk RX versus scale. What is RX and what is scale?
Sure. RX is simply like how you get your prescription from CVS, whatever. RX is prescription.
Yes.
And that's the way that a workout is written, is designed to be done in its totality. So if I say the workout was 5 rounds of 5 deadlifts and 10 push-ups, and you would set like a weight recommendation for the deadlift, that would be like the RX version of it.
Yes.
And those are, the way I kind of see the RX one is, it's for like your upper 10% of athletes or so to get a really, really good workout or a really good challenge from that body of work. And then scaling it would be whatever the workout's written as. Scaling, or we also say modifying sometimes. You change something about the workout, be it the number of reps or a shorter time or a lighter weight or like maybe a limited range of motion, something to kind of simplify it for someone who might not be as experienced an athlete, as strong, as conditioned, whatever it may be. So the RX is like the kind of the pinnacle, like what you're aiming for.
Yeah.
But if you're not quite there yet, you're a novice, you're new, whatever it may be, you would do the same prescription of the workout, just modified in some way.